Imagine that you grew up in a house that, along with many others in your neighborhood, didn't have running water. Throughout your entire childhood, you witnessed your parents struggling, hassling neighbors, and fighting between themselves in their efforts to gain enough of that life-giving liquid to survive. It was troubling and scary, but it also felt normal since most of the neighbors were enduring the same conditions. Some days were better than others, but on the days when water was particularly scarce, the unbearable thirst and feeling of powerlessness were overwhelming. As you were growing up, you realized that you could mirror your parents in their search for water. At first, this felt liberating, but then you quickly realized how hard it was to scrounge and beg. Some of your neighbors shared what they had with you, a glass or even a bucket full of water. Others made you pay for what they gave you with labor. Some tried to abuse you, and others chased you away. It became even harder in your early teen years since your parents decided to keep their scarce water for themselves and to let you deal with the problem on your own. Water is essential for life. Therefore, most of your thinking was invested in securing it. You were smart, so you quickly realized that your beauty and skills would give you tools to gain an easy access to the precious liquid. This gave you some patches of abundance, but they were temporary and unreliable, and attached to a high cost that was often very painful. You learned in the process how to please people and accept humiliation, as well as how to sublimate your fears of rejection, judgment, and abandonment. You learned to live a compromised existence and to numb yourself to pain when the thirst was so acute and dehydration was overwhelming. You fell often into depression, self-loathing, and substance abuse. You tried all sorts of self-help strategies to secure more water and to cope with the lack of it. This helped, and over time you made some progress. But your anxiety and the pain of perpetual thirst was constant, and they degraded your thinking, your performances, and your happiness. One night, however, your struggles ended, as if by magic. The architect that built your house came to you in a dream and showed you a water hookup right inside the cellar of your house. It had always been there, but no one knew. When you woke up, it seemed too good to be true, but the hookup was really there. You managed to open it, and water flowed freely and in abundance into your bucket. You drank fully and deeply. For the first time, you were able to rely on your own resources and to fully rest from your lifelong struggles. You felt stunned but incredibly happy that your own water had always been available to you and was just waiting to be tapped. You just didn't know this up until that very moment. Your life then changed dramatically. You were able to relocate all your brain power that had been invested in seeking water to now focus on your performances and on achieving success. Your relationship with your compassionate neighbors transformed into one of equality, and you severed connections with those that used your thirst to abuse you. You became self-reliant, efficient, and happy. Once people saw your joy, they started searching for their own hookups to self-generated emotional fulfillment. They looked in their cellars and discovered it was there all along, purposely built by nature. It was not hidden. They just didn't know it existed. Their parents didn't know, so they were unable to show it to them. The world didn't know, so they just gave them tools to cope with their thirst or to try to secure water from external sources. But now, thanks to you, your entire neighborhood can finally rely on their own emotional resources and reallocate all the energies that they misused until today to the task of assessing their own water, achieving high performances, success, and happiness. The awareness that led to your self-reliance is transforming the world around you into a magical place.